My seeds have just arrived from the Maple Society's seed distribution programme. So I'm going to go through them with you and go through the process of how to deal with them now that they've come. So let's have a look inside and see what I've got. Right. So I've got here a germination and cultivation notes, a guide of what to do with them. My delivery note, which says that I made a preference for mostly species maple seed. And then, what seeds have I got? Absolutely loads, which is fantastic. So what have I got here? So each seed is labelled and it looks like it tells me the species, cultivar, etc. and the provenance. So here I have Acer linearilobum from Ramsden Gardens, which is awesome. So I actually went to Ramsden Gardens with the Maple Society earlier this year, so that's cool. So Acer linearilobum is likely to be a Japanese maple, but I've got some resources here just to check these details. So I've got my Japanese Maples book, and I've got my Maples of the World book. This is more for the different Acer species other than Japanese maples. I've also got the cultivar database, which will be helpful to look up this cultivar, linearilobum. And I've also got trees and shrubs online. So there's quite a lot of resources to identify what I've got here. So what else have I got? Acer capillipes. This is from Netherton Arboretum. So that's the Arboretum of Linda Miles, which we've got a video tour of on the YouTube channel. And Aber rubescens, awesome, really excited about that. That's from Bedgebury Pinetum, Bedgebury National Pinetum. Excited, I've been there a few years ago, absolutely beautiful, more than just pines there. Well, more than just conifers there. And Acer tataricum from Westonbirt Arboretum. So I went there with the Maple Society last year for our autumn event, and we will actually have the International Symposium there next year. So that's pretty exciting to have seeds from there. What else have I got here? Acer Siboldianum, Acer Oliverianum, Acer Siboldianum Oguru Yama, so that's a cultivar. Acer Cappadocicum, Acer Inazuma Atripaparium group, so that's another one that's likely to be a Japanese maple. That's another one from Ramsden Gardens also. Acer Davidii, I remember this is from Westonbirt. Acer Red Jonas, that's another Japanese maple. And Acer campestri evenly red, so this is a cultivar. Acer campestri is, I think, beautiful maple that goes yellow in the autumn. There's some actually on my street, and an awesome hedge of it as you leave the shop and cafe into Wakehurst. So as you walk into the gardens on your right, there's quite a low hedge of Acer campestri. It looks awesome. Now this is cultivar evenly red, so super excited to see what that looks like in the autumn. So I'm going to have a look through these instructions and see what it is that I need to do. So the first step is to get these out of the packet and put them into a little tub with warm water and let them soak for 24 hours. I suppose because they've perhaps being quite dry, and we need to get some moisture in there. So that's step one. Then after having soaked them, they need to go into a bag or a tub of moist but not wet compost. And they need to stay in there for 2 months. And then they need to be put somewhere cool, but frost-free. So I think the idea here is that they should go somewhere like in the shed, and they'll be there for 2 months, and that's going to be referred to as the warm stratification. I think the misunderstanding is that these would be straight away put into the fridge, and actually they're not. So we just put them somewhere cold, but not susceptible to frost, and leave them there for 2 months. So I'm going to put these in my shed in some little pots that I've got, and labelled up. Really important to label everything. You'll regret that later if you don't. And then and while they're in that situation, so for those 2 months while they're in my shed, every couple of weeks I need to go and open the tub. Well, I need to give it a bit of a shake and open the tub and close it. And that's to make sure that the seeds are able to breathe and gain oxygen. And opening it will just let the air, let some fresh air in. So that's 2 months, and then for 3 months they will go into the fridge. And in the same way, whilst they're in the fridge, every 2 weeks, give them a shake, open them up, let some fresh air in, close it up, put it back. Now, when they're in the fridge, it's very possible that they will actually germinate in that situation, and what you'll perhaps notice is a little kind of extrusion from the samara. Let's just show one. This is the Acer Red Jonas. Oh, these are so nicely prepared. Quite a lot of seeds in here. So this is a samara, and you've got, I think this is referred to as the nutlet, and this is the wing. So whilst these are in the fridge, you might see a little protrusion coming from the nutlet, like a little kind of pale yellow or pale green or white thing sticking out, which is actually the beginning of the root. It's called the radicle. So you might see that pop out, you might not. And then what you'll do is you'll take all of those seeds, and then you'll either put each one into its own pot, or you could just put the whole lot into a single seed tray. If you do put them into a seed tray, then you would wait for some true leaves to come. And once you've got 2 or 3 pairs of true leaves on that little seedling, then you would prick that out of the tray and put it into its own pot. You might do that if you're short of space. I'm going to try and put the seeds in their own pots. I suspect I won't be able to, because there's so many here, and I'll end up putting them in seed trays. But the benefit of putting them straight into their own individual pots is, as they grow, you don't get the roots entangled with each other. In a seed tray, sometimes if the roots are quite vigorous, in the time that it takes to grow your 2 or 3 sets of true leaves, your roots could actually become quite extensive and get tangled up with each other. That's happened to me in the past, and I feel like then I stressed them out when I took them out of the seed trays and put them into their own pots. But they were all okay. So either way, I don't think it matters too much. So let me get my pots and let's process these. Okay, I have all of my material. So I got these little pots from Amazon for the purpose of taking soil samples from gardens which I bring home and do pH tests for. And I think they're really cheap and they're quite handy for this, so I'm going to use these. So let's go with the first one. I've got my warm, like lukewarm water here, I suppose the temperature that you would use in cooking bread or something. Just a little bit, just to moisten the seeds. And let's pour the first set in. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 20 seeds there. And instead of writing out the labels, I'm just going to recycle them from the envelopes. Which is very handy. And then I get to keep all of the provenance information that I would have lost if I wrote these out myself. And then let's just sellotape that on. There we are. That's the first one done. So I'm just going to go through all of these and then I'm going to leave them in the house, not somewhere hot in the house, just like in the hallway or something like that, away from a radiator for 24 hours. And then the next step will be to put these in compost tomorrow. So here are 12 sets of seeds that I've got ready that are soaking now. These are going to be soaking for 24 hours. I've still got loads more, but I've run out of pots, so I'm going to have to raid my Tupperware now. But that will not look pretty enough for Instagram. So there we are. I'll record a new video tomorrow or in the next few days to show the next step in processing these and preparing these seeds. If you are preparing your own seeds right now, then please take a photograph and tag us so we can see your progress.